What's going on, everybody? This is Josh McCarty and Stokes with Built in Buffalo. And today we are going to talk about Devin Singletary, Buffalo Bills running back, who is set to become a free agent this March. And Stokes, when it comes to running backs in free agency, do you have any hard, fast rules you believe in when it comes to giving them their second contract?
I have an affinity for running backs, having played running back in college. So I always am in favor of those guys getting paid. So it's very difficult for me to see the shift in philosophy regarding all over the NFL regarding running backs. So it's hard for me to be objective.
Okay, well, I will just tell you, normally I'm not a fan of running backs getting paid on a second contract just because I think what we've seen these last few years, and it's actually held true for about a decade now, but you look at Isaiah Pacheco, you look at Elijah Mitchell, there's just countless examples, Pierce and Houston, of non-first round picks running backs coming in and being instant stars almost on their team at pennies on the dollar for even moderate veteran prices. You know, rookies after the first round, they're going to be making six-figure deals. And even if you're talking about a $2 or $3 million deal for Devin Singletary, that still is a significant cap savings if you can find a similar option in the mid rounds. But let's talk about the good with Devin Singletary. Stokes, this is a very reliable football player. When you talk about his 4 years with the Buffalo Bills, he's had one injury that cost him to miss games. He missed 4 games his rookie year with a hamstring injury. Since then, he has been available in every single game since that point. And for a running back, that is as impressive as it gets.
Yeah, absolutely. At that position, given the pounding and given the type of contact that they endure game after game, being that available is really, really important. And when you look at some of the other guys that are along that same tier, whether they have injury history or fumbling problems or this or that, I think that he's a guy that you know exactly what you're going to get when you have him on your team, and that's not something that's easily replaceable.
And his production also is solid. It's not great. Devin Singletary is not a special player, but he's incredibly reliable. You've heard Josh Allen talk about the fact that he knows where Devin Singletary is going to be on every single play because he works hard to understand his role. PFF gave him a grade of 78.6, which was 18th out of 60 qualified running backs, which sounds about right to me. And I feel like with Spot Track puts his market value at 3 years, 15 million, which is 5.5 per year. And when you look at what else is going to be on the free agent market, you have Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs on the very high end. You have Miles Sanders, Damian Harris, Tony Pollard coming off of the injury, Jamal Williams, who had a big year for Detroit. I don't necessarily think that Devin Singletary is going to be a priority free agent for any of these teams. Unlike Tremaine Edmonds and maybe Jordan Poyer Stokes, I think the Bills could afford to play the long game here with Singletary, even if they want him back. Let him go test the market. And if he doesn't get what he wants, they have a line in the sand of what they're comfortable paying, and maybe they can get back together with him.
Yeah, I think that having that rapport and that comfort with Josh Allen is very important when it comes to the guy that who he's oftentimes choosing to give the ball to rather than keeping it himself. So I think that they want Motor to come back, but they probably don't want to go over 5 million a year if that's their number, whatever their number is. I think that they don't want to do that anything more than that, and it's just a matter of letting him see what his worth is. And I think it's going to be tricky for him because he's going to be sitting and waiting and getting antsy because he has to wait for Saquon and Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard to get their money because he doesn't want to price himself out by going for a smaller number. So I think that he's going to be in a holding pattern, and depending on his level of I don't know ability to withstand the pressure, he may just come back just because it's safe in Buffalo. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He's got it's a situation where he knows he's not going to have to be the man, and he can be a part of a team that's great.
The highest paid running back in the league right now is Christian McCaffrey, making 16 million per year. Ezekiel Elliott and Alvin Kamara come in at 15. Dalvin Cook comes in at 12. Now, it's important to know that Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook, both of those teams, rumors at least, have buyer's remorse on that and are trying to get out of those contracts. Kamara and McCaffrey are unicorns in the sense that, yes, they're running backs, but they contribute so much to the passing game that you don't mind overextending yourself so much in their case. And I do think with the big names like Barkley and Josh Jacobs on the market, that is going to bring down the price of a guy like Singletary. One guy who I look at is James Conner last year in Arizona, Stokes. I think that's right about where I think Singletary's market could be. He got 3 years, 21 million, and that's just a little more than I'm comfortable with for a running back that I'm not even sure is the best running back on the Bills.
Yeah, I think that Connor, he is and can be a workhorse back, and I don't think that that is motor. I don't think that they want that to be him, because they still spent so much draft capital on James Cook, and wanted to see what happens with him. So I feel like it would 7 million a year would be a bit high for my tastes, for Motor Singletary.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I honestly think that it's probably best that these two sides split. If he wants to come back on a $2-3 million deal, or if you want to make it say 5, but you had some void years on the end, that's fine. But I don't even know how much I want that to happen because of what we saw from James Cook this year and how much more I want him to get involved and integrated into the passing game. And I do feel like that as good and reliable as Devin Singletary has been, I can find comparable skills in the middle rounds of the draft. And don't forget, the Bills do also have Naheem Hines on the books that next year they're going to have to do something with his contract, but they might feel pretty good about just moving in with James Cook, Naheem Hines, and then rookie third day pick to be named later. Stokes, I'll give you the final word on this. What do you think happens with Devin Singletary?
I think he is going to test the market and then come back.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, that no, well, you know what? Never mind. No, he's going to test the market and he's going to go somewhere else. I've changed my mind.
While I have you on here, Stokes, I do want to get your opinion about this because it feels to me like Devin Singletary was a bit of a fish out of water in the zone blocking scheme. I feel like he had his most success when the Bills were running more pin and pull concepts with their offensive line. And what Ken Dorsey brought in with Aaron Cromer and some of the athletic offensive linemen was much more zone read running. And you saw James Cook when he got the feel for that later in the year. There were some explosive runs in there, and that just doesn't seem to be Singletary's game. Does that factor at all in your decision?
Um, I would think so. I thought that early in his career, you could definitely see a lot of the where he excels and getting out in space, and it just didn't seem like he would find the hole or find the crease. And when he did, I mean, he got what he did. He got what he could. He made one guy miss sometimes, but he's never going to be the guy that's going to get you 50, 60, 70 yards, like James Cook can. And I feel like with the zone blocking scheme, like a guy like Cook fits it better. So maybe that is even more so a reason for the Bills to not pursue Motor so hard, because they know they have a guy who can excel with that type of running scheme.
Well, we're both skeptical that this marriage continues with the Bills and Devin Singletary unless his market comes in way under what we are expecting. Let us know in the comments what you think. Will the Bills be able to keep Devin Singletary, and should they be wanting to keep Devin Singletary? Please, please, please like this video and do not forget to subscribe to Built in Buffalo on YouTube. You will receive notifications every single time this offseason we put out Buffalo Bills content. We will see you next time on Built in Buffalo Quick Hits.